All right, you guys, buckle up because once again, New York Attorney General Letitia James is back in the headlines. And guess who she's after this time? I'll give you one guess. Yep, President Donald Trump. But this time, she's not going after his real estate deals. She's not screaming to the top of her lungs about bank fraud. Nope. This time, Letitia James is floating accusations of insider trading tied to Trump's inner circle. Welcome to Nellie Miranda. Before we get into this video, please be sure to like and subscribe as it helps my channel. Now let's get into it. Every time Trump sneezes, cough, or take a breath, there's Letitia James filing a lawsuit, holding a press conference, or tweeting about protecting democracy. Seriously, what is this? Lawfare? Obsession? Like she doesn't even think about Jesus as much as she thinks about Trump. This is clearly another case of political deflection, where Letitia James, who's now under fire for her own alleged mortgage fraud scandal, is simply trying to stay one step ahead of the headlines. So here's the scoop. Letitia James' office is reportedly looking into suspicious trading activity by individuals close to Trump just before major announcements were made. Policy changes, indictments, even business moves. Some of these trades allegedly resulted in millions of dollars in profit. Now, if that's true, that's obviously serious. But here's the thing. There's no official charge, no confirmed investigation by the SEC or the DOJ, and no proof that this is anything more than political smoke.
Trump chalking up the whiplash to his flexibility.
I'm a very flexible person. I don't change my mind, but I'm flexible. And you have to be. We lost with China over the Biden years trillions of dollars on trade. Trillions of dollars. And he let them fleece us. And we can't do that anymore. The end result is we're going to get to the position of greatness for our country. We're the greatest economic power in the world if we're smart. If we're not smart, we're going to hurt our country very badly.
Letitia James is claiming that these trades were based on non-public information. What she's really doing is trying to paint Trump's team as a criminal cartel operating out of Mar-a-Lago, because bad optics is all that the left needs in 2025 to go full prosecution mode. But let's not forget, this is the same Letitia James who ran for office promising to take down Trump, not investigate, not uphold the law, not follow the facts. No, just take him down.
So I've got to rush back to the office because you know that there's nothing more close to my heart than a lawsuit. And so you tell Donald Trump the lawsuit's coming. It's just a matter of hours. It's coming.
Now imagine the reverse. Imagine a Republican attorney general campaigning on targeting Biden. You'd have MSNBC running emergency broadcasts, The View crying into their lattes, and every law professor in America screaming about authoritarianism. But with Letitia, it's crickets. The minimal media coverage is baffling. Letitia has gone after Trump's foundation, his taxes, his family, his real estate business. Now insider trading? Like what's next? His order at McDonald's? At this point, this stops being oversight and starts becoming an obsession. So why this new wave of accusations? Why now? It could have something to do with her own name showing up in a federal subpoena. The DOJ has subpoenaed financial institutions connected to James' mortgage documents. She's accused of misrepresenting her property as a 4-unit residence when it was actually 5 units. And this was done allegedly to skirt commercial loan requirements. That's not just a clerical error. That's potential mortgage fraud. If proven, it's the same kind of crime that James has accused Trump of for years. So what better way to distract the public than by manufacturing a new Trump headline? Oh, look, Trump allies made a profit, insider trading. Meanwhile, her own legal firestorm quietly simmers in the background.
How concerned are you with this market fluctuation? And are you concerned that there could be members of the White House that are benefiting from it?
Absolutely. I'm writing to the White House to demand who knew in advance that the president was going to once again flip-flop on tariffs, and are people cashing in? There is just all too much opportunity for people in the White House and the administration to be insider trading, and you can't put it past them for a minute. So we're going to try to find out.
Let's just call this what it is. It's weaponization of the legal system. It's not about justice anymore. It's about revenge. It's about power. And it's about distracting from your own mess by throwing a bigger scandal at someone else.
I want to be clear. White-collar financial fraud is not a victimless crime. When the powerful break the law and take more than their fair share, there are fewer resources available for working people, small businesses, and families. And everyday Americans cannot lie to a bank about how much money they have in order to get a mortgage to buy a home, or a loan to keep their business afloat, or to send their child to college. And if they did, our government would throw the book at them.
My message is simple. No matter how powerful you are, no matter how much money you think you may have, no one is above the law.
No one is above the law, right? No one except apparently Letitia James. Because if anyone else misled banks on mortgage applications, they'd be in cuffs right now. But James is out here giving press conferences about Trump's talks. This is why public trust is collapsing. The same people who claim to defend democracy are using their offices as political weapons, timing lawsuits around election cycles, leaking stories to the media, and labeling all dissent as misinformation. This isn't just about Trump. It's about precedent. If prosecutors can openly campaign on jailing political opponents, if they can ignore their own scandals while pursuing endless investigations into rivals, what kind of country are we becoming? We're not watching accountability. We're watching political theater. A reality show where the villain is always Trump and the hero is a state official who's allegedly committing the same crime she's accusing others of. The hypocrisy is off the charts. The bias blinding. And if we don't call it out, they'll just keep going. So here's the deal. If Trump's people broke the law, investigate them fairly. Present the evidence, but don't weaponize the DOJ just because you're in trouble. Don't pretend you're saving democracy while running a personal vendetta campaign on taxpayer dime. Because every time Trump coughs, sneezes, breathes, Letitia shows up with a lawsuit and a microphone yelling at the top of her lungs that he's violating the Constitution. And that is not justice. That's an obsession. Imagine waking up with one man whom you don't even like on your mind and going to bed with that same man on your mind. That must be exhausting. I am sure it is driving her insane. What do you guys think about all of this? I'm sure it's exhausting for y'all. Let me know in the comments. And if this kind of honest commentary bring you value, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss another video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.